shadows of the divine, whispers from the stars. In the shadowed heart of Turin's grand cathedral, nestled amid the mist-shrouded Alps of northern Italy, lies a relic that defies the boundaries of history, science, and faith. Gaze upon it and feel the chill of eternity. The Shroud of Turin, this enigmatic linen veil, stretched 14 feet long and 3.5 feet wide, cradles a spectral imprint, a faint, haunting silhouette of man, his body etched with the cruel marks of crucifixion. Nails through wrists and feet, a crown of thorns' savage bite, a spear's merciless thrust into the side. It mirrors, with uncanny precision, the biblical agony of Jesus Christ, the wounds that bled for humanity's sins. But is this the very burial cloth that swaddled the Savior in his tomb? Or something far more arcane, a canvas touched by forces beyond our mortal grasp? Skeptics scoff, their voices echoing through sterile labs. A medieval forgery, a clever hoax born of pigments and prayer. Yet, peel back the layers, and their arguments crumble like ancient dust. No brushstrokes mar the fibers. No dyes seep into the weave. The image isn't painted. It's burned into the cloth, a superficial scorch no deeper than the width of human hair, defying every known chemical reaction. Bodies don't imprint like this. Decomposition's foul alchemy yields no such ghostly portraits. For centuries, the shroud slumbered in secrecy, guarded by knights and kings, whisper about in candlelit cloisters. Then, in the glare of modern scrutiny, X-rays, spectrometers, electron microscopes wielded by the world's sharpest minds, it revealed its deepest riddle. We cannot explain it. Photographed in 1978 by NASA's own imaging wizards, the negative unveiled a positive miracle. A face serene yet sorrowful, eyes closed in eternal repose, radiating an otherworldly luminescence. And in 2011, Italian physicists pierced the veil further. Their verdict? A supernatural flash, a burst of hyperspectral light, ultraviolet and beyond, scorching the linen in an instant, as if the body itself erupted in radiant glory. Imagine it. Not death's quiet fade, but transfiguration into pure energy, a being of light projecting its essence onto grave shroud. Resurrection? Divine hologram? Or the echo of an advanced technology, alien in origin, manipulating matter at the quantum edge? The shroud doesn't merely challenge faith. It taunts our reality, a frozen scream from a moment when the veil between worlds tore asunder. What if this isn't proof of God, but of gods from the void? Yet the shroud is but one thread in a cosmic tapestry woven with forbidden yarns. Across millennia, humanity's oldest tales pulse with the same forbidden rhythm, celestial visitors descending in fire and fury, coupling with mortals in shadowed trysts that birth hybrids of flesh and star stuff. From Sumerian clay tablets to Vedic hymns, from Native American star-lore to African spirit songs, the motif repeats like a siren's call. Otherworldly beings, gods, demons, angels, craving the warmth of human wombs. In Greek myth, Zeus rains down his golden showers. In Hindu epics, sky chariots birth demigods. But strip away the veils of symbolism, peer through the lens of a skeptical cosmos, and what emerges? Not fairy tales, but eyewitness accounts of encounters, raw, visceral, engineered liaisons between earthbound clay and starborn fire. The Bible itself, that cornerstone of Western creed, brims with these veiled invasions. Genesis whispers of the sons of God, who spied the daughters of men, lusted fiercely inside Nephilim, giants who strode the earth like thunder. But the full, fevered truth lurks in the shadows of canon, banished in the 4th century A.D. at the Council of Laodicea. Why? Fear. Controversy. The Book of Enoch, that apocryphal thunderbolt penned before Christ's star rose, lays it bare. 200 rebel angels, watchers they were called, defied the Almighty's decree. Sworn in a pact of cosmic treason on Mount Hermon, they plummeted to earth, not as ethereal ghosts, but as flesh-hungry invaders. They taught forbidden arts, metallurgy's blaze, astrology's secrets, the alchemy of war. And their true sin? They mated with human women. They forged offspring, titans of unnatural vigor, whose roars shook the foundations of creation. How? How could spirits of light and fire entwine with mortal coils? The question gnaws like a void's hunger. Angels, as we envision them, winged wisps, non-corporeal flames, could no more sire children than shadows birthstone. Unless we shatter the illusion, reinterpret through the cold prism of the stars. These fallen ones weren't divine rebels, but extraterrestrials, beings from distant worlds, their ships slicing the heavens like fallen seraphim. Anatomically attuned, their genetic code a twisted mirror of ours. They didn't descend for idle dalliance. No, this was strategy, a deliberate infusion. Tweaking humanity's double helix, accelerating evolution's sluggish crawl. Why? To cultivate, to harvest, to forge a hybrid race, resilient and ripe for some unfathomable harvest. The evidence? It's etched in our bones, anomalous DNA markers, myths converging like constellations, ancient art depicting elongated skulls and glowing eyes. Conspiracy? Myth? Or the architect's blueprint, hidden in plain sight? From these star-seeded sins flows a darker exodus. Picture the 14th century BC, Egypt's sun-baked tyranny, where pharaohs decree drown Hebrew firstborns in Nile's crimson churn. One babe, Moses, adrift in a reed-woven ark, plucked from oblivion by royal hands. Raised in opulence, he awakens to his bloodline's chains, confronts the God-King, unleashes plagues that turn rivers to blood and skies to locust storms. The Red Sea parts like a divine zipper, swallowing chariots in salty graves. But freedom's price? 40 years of desert purgatory, a nomadic odyssey under Sinai's merciless glare. No olives, no wells, only manna, that ethereal bounty from the heavens. What was manna? The Bible painted vague. A fine, flake-like thing, tasting of honeyed wafers, follow the dew like frost-kissed seeds. Gathered at dawn, double on Fridays for the Sabbath truce. Sustenance from God's own hand. Yet the Zohar, that 13th century Kabbalistic labyrinth, unveils a vision laced with menace. The Ancient of Days, not a benevolent patriarch, but a biomechanical enigma. Faces of varying girth, brains stacked like forbidden gears, tubes snaking through etheric glows, fed by light sources pulsing with arcane fire. God? Or machine? A self-sustaining reactor, humming with extraterrestrial ingenuity? Two maverick engineers, George Sassoon and Rodney Dale, dare to blueprint the impossible, the Manna machine. From the Zohar's cryptic cadences, they conjure contraption of chilling plausibility. Moist dawn air sucked through a dome like a cyclopean maw, the breath of life. Condensed in a dew-still brain, it fed a churning vat of algae, supercharged by laser-like beams and nuclear fury. Yield? A nutrient sludge Manna's mimic, protein-rich, sustaining legions in barren wastes. But power this beast? A reactor, compact and lethal, its heart thundering the ark of the covenant itself. Ah, the ark, that gold-leafed acacia box, topped with cherubim wings, carried like a portable apocalypse. Touch it unworthily, and doom followed, flesh-seared, nail-sloughed, hair withered, hallmarks of radiation's invisible kiss. Biblical tales brim with the fallout. Others struck dead for a steadying hand. Philistines plagued with tumors, not divine wrath, but fallout from star-forged fusion core, gifted or foisted, upon the wanderers to fuel their march and bind them to unseen overlords. This celestial meddling didn't end with Manna's fall. It ignited us. From Lascaux's cave-scratched saurians to Giza's star-lined tombs, from Teotihuacan's feathered serpents to Stonehenge's solar calculus, humanity's leap from brute to builder screams of intervention. No Darwinian dawdle here. It's as if a cosmic switch flipped, downloading blueprints into primitive skulls. Texts across epics chant the refrain. Beings from the sky descended, in chariots of flame, bearing gifts of stone and star. Ezekiel's wheel within wheel, the Manna's slicing Vedic skies, the Hopi Kachinas whispering from crystal craft. An intellectual supernova, erupting not from neural evolution, but from contact. Our hardware, Homo sapiens' sturdy frame, was primed eons prior. But the software, that divine algorithm, sparking agriculture's green dawn, metallurgy's forge roar, monuments that mock mortality, implanted, upgraded, by visitors who walked among us, their shadows long and luminous. Was it benevolence, a galactic garden tenderly tilled, or calculation, a seeding for souls, prepping the harvest? The myths murmur of peril. whirlwinds that wither the unworthy, stairways to heaven that crush the climber, encounters that scar the psyche. Memorable, yes, transformative. Gods or grays, angels or astronauts. They came, they coupled, they coded, and in their wake we rose, half ape, half awakened, forever haunted by the hum of unseen engines. So, cradle the shroud's secret in your thoughts. Ponder the angel's illicit embrace. Savor Manna's mechanical miracle. And ask, are we heirs to heaven or experiments in the stars? The answers flicker just beyond the veil, tantalizing, treacherous, eternal. Listen close. The cosmos whispers back. What truths will you unearth in the dark? Narrator, voice low, resonant, laced with shiver, wonder, and so, dear seeker shadows, we part the curtain on these enigmas for now. Thank you for journeying with us through the labyrinth of the lost, where linen whispers of light and ancient skies rain forbidden fire. Your curiosity is a spark that defies the dark. May it guide you to horizons yet unseen. Until the stars call again, sleep with one eye on the heavens. Good night.